from this video lecture we are going to discuss about the different kind of viral diseases. So the next viral disease, it is the hydrophobia or rabies. Rabies or hydrophobia. So rabies is known as hydrophobia because the patient having the rabies disease have a symptom, that is the fear with water. So due to this symptom, the rabies is also known as hydrophobia. And as we have discussed all the detail of the diseases in different headings, so first thing we need to know about the hydrophobia, it is the cause. So the cause of hydrophobia, it is the rabies virus. Rabies virus. Then after the cause of disease, the next thing we need to know about this, it is the mode of transmission. So mode of transmission, for the rabies, it is through the bite of rabid animal. Through the bite of rabid animal. Such as dog, rabid cat, rabid monkey, rabbit. So if the animals are rabid and when these animals bite any person, the person may get the disease rabies or hydrophobia. Next topic, it is the incubation period. And the incubation period for rabies, it is about 30 to 60 days. Then about the symptom of the rabies. And the symptom of rabies involve first of all the high fever, then headache, muscles cramp, and lastly the patient have inability to swallow anything from their neck region. And this is also in the case of water. So due to difficulty or no swallowing of water through the neck region, the patient have developed a symptom, that is the fear with water. So the main symptom, it is the fear with water. And due to this symptom, the rabies is also known as hydrophobia. Now the next topic, that is the prevention. And the prevention of the disease, it is the vaccine. The vaccine for rabies is prepared. So vaccine can be given to prevent from the rabies disease. Vaccination. Vaccination is one of the preventive measures to prevent from rabies. And the next, that is about the control. And there is no control of rabies, means there is no treatment of rabies after having hydrophobia or rabies. no any medicine is available to treat this disease. No treatment. So these are the things or the information about the rabies we need to study in this chapter. Now the next viral disease we are going to discuss, it is the AIDS. So let us discuss about the AIDS in detail along with these headings. The next viral disease is rabies, AIDS. So first of all, in this, the things we need to know, that is the full form of AIDS. So the full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. As in the case of AIDS, there is the lackness of immunity or weakness of immunity, or we can say that the immunity becomes deficient because no antibody formation take place just after having the AIDS in a body. AIDS disease or the virus of AIDS especially target the cells which is responsible to form the antibodies. So due to lack or deficiency of immunity after AIDS, the name is given as deficiency, and the syndrome, that is the group of symptom appear, it is due to the deficiency of the immunity, and it is the disease which is acquired disease. So the term added is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It is the full form of AIDS. Next, about the cause. And the cause of AIDS, it is the HIV virus. The full form of HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. So the name is also given in the form of the information about the things which is appeared in the case of AIDS, and the virus is especially affect the human being. So the viral name consists of human immunodeficiency virus, means the immunity system of human being becomes deficient. So this is the name given, that is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Next, about the mode of transmission. So mode of transmission is a number of things, or there are a number of ways by which the transmission of HIV virus take place to cause AIDS in a human. And most common mode of transmission, it is the sexually transmitted. During unprotected sexual intercourse, the transmission of HIV virus can take place from infected person to healthy person. So it is comes under the category of STDs, sexually transmitted disease. But sometimes it can also be transferred through infected needle, razor, or other operational equipment. Other operational equipment may also if the personal equipment used without sterilization, then a healthy person may get the disease. Now, these are the mode of transmission, and it can be also transmitted through during the blood transfusion. If the blood transfusion take place during window period from infected body to the healthy body, because window period is a period during which the test of a disease is remain negative, no positive result or test will occur. So in that case, there may be chances or there may be no occurrence of virus or presence of virus identified. So that in that condition, the doctor is knowing that the blood is HIV free, but in that condition the virus remain present in the blood. So during that period, that is in window period, if the blood transfusion take place from infected person to healthy person, because in infected person no symptom as well as no test appear, positive test appear in the body. So in that case, there may be possibility to transfer HIV virus from infected person to healthy person. So these are the mode of transmission. Now about the incubation period. So HIV virus can affect the body or give the symptom after entry. As we have discussed, the incubation period is the time period between the entry of virus or entry of pathogen, first entry of pathogen, and the appearance of first symptom. So that time duration is known as incubation period. And the incubation period for the AIDS, it is about few months to 10 years. There is a long incubation period in the case of AIDS. The next is the symptom. So the symptom is, there is no any particular symptom for the AIDS, but the symptom, it is the symptom of deficiency of immunity, and deficiency of immunity leads to the body weakness. Body becomes weak and maybe fever, mild fever, because it is a chronic disease, so no heavy fever appear, but mild fever appear in the case of HIV AIDS. And the other symptoms based on subsequent disease or infection. So due to lack of deficiency of immunity, if after AIDS a person get any kind of infection, the body cannot be fight with that infection, and the infection leads to the disease in the body of patient. So in the case of AIDS, the symptom, most of the symptom is based on subsequent infection. Subsequent infection means the infection after the infection of AIDS. So that will be the symptom appear in the case of AIDS. Now about the prevention. So there will be a number of preventive measures should be used to prevent from AIDS, because there are a number of mode of transmission. So the first thing to use during the prevention is avoiding sex with unknown people. unknown people. It is due to the AIDS is STD, so to prevent from STD, the preventive measure it is avoiding the sex with unknown people. And the second thing, it may be use of condom. Use of condom during sexual intercourse is also a measures to prevent from sexually transmitted disease, that is AIDS. And other things we need to use or other preventive measure involved, it is the avoiding common needle or syringe, as well as razor. Syringe or needle used for during injection or during injecting medicine in the patient, it is to be disposable syringe. And we can observe after the AIDS, or we can say that after the epidemics of AIDS throughout the world, there is use of disposable syringe come in known. So disposable syringe is used, can be used, as well as razor. Razor also involve the blade, and the blade should be replaceable, means during every sale or use by the barbers, the blade should be changed. That will be the preventive measures against the AIDS. AIDS के अगेंस्ट ये जो है preventive measures हो सकता है. The next is the control, and there is no medicine is available to control this disease. No medicine to cure this disease, but the medicine is available only to prolong the life of the AIDS patient. Means the medicine only prolong ये डिजीज पर्सन और पेशेंट के लाइफ को जो है लंबा कर सकता है, बढ़ा सकता है, बट कंप्लीट रिकवरी के लिए कोई जो है मेडिसिन अभी तक अवेलेबल नहीं है. एंड देयर इज आल्सो नो वैक्सीन इज अवेलेबल अगेंस्ट एड्स. एड्स के प्रति जो है वैक्सीन भी अवेलेबल नहीं है. सो सम डिजीजेस are present at this time against which there is no vaccine prepared till this time. Behind this there is a reason, and the reason is because they change their antigen time to time, like malaria, AIDS. These are the disease against which there is no vaccine available इन द मार्केट में कोई ये वैक्सीन अवेलेबल नहीं है. इसका वैक्सीन अभी तक बना ही नहीं है. तो वैक्सीन इस न बनने के पीछे रीजन क्या है कि वैक्सीन का ट्रायल तो हो रहा है, बट देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम बिहाइंड दिस डिजीज दैट ये जो पैथोजेंस इसके लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, दीज पैथोजेंस चेंज देयर एंटीजन जो कि एक्सपोज होता है टू प्रोड्यूस एंटीबॉडीज. एंड एंटीबॉडीज कॉन्सेप्ट इज अप्लाइड टू मेक द वैक्सीन अगेंस्ट एनी काइंड ऑफ डिजीज. तो ऐसे केस में अगर एंटीजन हमेशा चेंज होता रहेगा तो पहले से बना हुआ एंटीबॉडीज जो है उसको डिस्ट्रॉय नहीं कर सकता है, मीन्स हमेशा ये बदलता रहेगा. तो ऐसे केस में vaccine preparation against these diseases will be difficult. तो इसीलिए अभी तक वैक्सीन जो है अवेलेबल नहीं हो पाया है, वैक्सीन अभी तक बनाया नहीं है. So this now the next one. So the disease is known as poliomyelitis. The next disease, it is poliomyelitis. And the poliomyelitis is a viral disease, and the virus which is responsible for poliomyelitis is the poliovirus. And the mode of transmission for the poliovirus, it is through the food and water which is contaminated with fecal matter of polio patient. Polio patient के fecal matter से जो contaminated food and water होगा, तो food, water and soil. Food, water and soil that will be contaminated.